In this video, we'll show you how to install a high-performance Rockford Fosgate audio system on a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Welcome back, I'm Eric, and today we're going to install an HD9813RG-STAGE1 on this beautiful black 2012 Road Glide. We'll get started by using the thumb screws to remove the seats. Then we'll use a 1/2-inch socket to remove the ECM bracket, disconnect some harnesses, and finally use a 10mm socket to disconnect the negative terminal on the battery. Alright, now we're ready to remove the fairing. To get started, we'll install the service cover on the fender. We'll use a 1/2-inch wrench to remove 4 bolts for the marker lights. Then we'll use a T25 Torx driver to remove 6 bolts from the inside of the fairing. Now it's best to have 2 people for this step, one to hold the fairing in position and the other to remove the screws. Lift up on the bottom of the fairing and pull it up to disconnect the headlight harness. Then go ahead and remove it from the bike. Now we're ready to remove our speakers. We'll start by detaching the speaker wires, noting the one with the red stripe is positive and the other is negative. We'll use a T25 Torx to remove 3 screws from the speaker and carefully remove it. Once you're done, repeat the process on the other side. Now that that's done, we're ready to remove the radio. First, detach the OEM harness from the radio by lifting up on the tab, then remove the antenna. Detach any accessories that are mounted on the top of the radio. Then, using a long reach 3/16 Allen, remove the 2 screws from each side of the radio. Once you're done, carefully remove the radio by sliding it out from the back. Now we're ready to install our new source unit. To get started, use a clean, slightly damp microfiber cloth to remove any dust around the fairing's opening. Then insert the radio at an angle into the rear bracket housing to prevent the rubber gasket around the front of the radio from binding. Also, be careful with the front radio controls not to hit anything. Slide the radio into the fairing opening, then slide the chassis down into place. Use a 3/16 Allen to secure the radio using the existing 4 bolts. Once we're done, reconnect the OEM harness and antenna. Take note that we're not using the RCA output supplied with the radio since we're using the high-level speaker outputs. However, on this motorcycle, we're going to connect this harness anyway, just in case the customer wants to use the AUX input in the future. We use a T10 Torx to open the access door and plug the harness with the catch prong facing up until it clicks into place. Okay, we want to talk to you about the USB input on the radio, which allows you to charge your phone, play music, and make software updates. Now you have a couple options for this cable. The first one is mount the USB in the left pocket by drilling a hole and using a step-up bit to increase the diameter to 21mm or 7/8 of an inch. The second option is replacing the cigarette lighter with our universal USB and 3.5mm panel mount accessory. This optional adapter provides convenient flush mount USB port to charge your mobile device, play your music through a USB drive, allow you to make software updates, and connect your non-Bluetooth audio devices into the radio's AUX input. Now on our bike, we're going to simply mount the USB in the pocket. Now we're ready to install our new speakers. Now, the TMS5RG speakers included in your kit contain replacement bezels, grills, and screws. Be sure to use this hardware included in the kit. To get started, position the speaker with the logo facing down and use the number 2 Phillips to secure the 3 screws in place. Once you're done, repeat the process on the opposite side. Finally, reattach the speaker wires with white going to positive and black going to negative. Alright guys, now we're ready to go ahead and reassemble the bike. We'll reattach our fairing, reconnect the battery negative, and replace the seat. Alright, now that we have the bike reassembled, we're ready to test and tune the system. Now we offer this free tuning guide that's available in the description of this video and through this kit's product details page at rockfordfosgate.com. Now the guide illustrates what tuning presets to use based on the speaker configuration of your motorcycle. Now the names of the presets may vary based on the software version of your source unit. You can always download the latest software at rockfordfosgate.com. Use the guide to select the proper preset. Once selected, the radio will take a few minutes to load the proper configuration. As you can see, that install is pretty straightforward. Now, if you prefer to have a professional do the install for you, we have a network of authorized Rockford Fosgate dealers that can be found on our website. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact our technical support. They can be reached Monday through Friday at 1-800-669-9899 or through live chat at the bottom of our website at rockfordfosgate.com. Until next time, I'm Eric. We'll see you again soon.